to the White Room. That is what the podcast is going to be called.
Oh, okay. The White Room? What
Yeah.
is that? Does that mean something?
Guess what it means. You don't have to guess it right.
Okay, I'll think about it.
So, the White Room is where people who are crazy are placed.
Oh, okay.
And I bring interesting people who might appear crazy. Just kidding. But who is really crazy? The normal people who have the mainstream everything, or the people who go outside the box. So the White Room is actually for the viewers. You can watch this podcast or listen to it to become normal or lose the craziness that you think is what is normal, but it's actually not normal.
Who's to say what's normal though?
Well, just the general consensus of
what crazy is?
Yeah, what is right, what is wrong.
Like what the DSM-5 considers.
What is the DSM?
The DSM-5 is like the regulations for like the way that we say like we define a mental illness or not. So, for example, like anxiety disorders are all in the DSM-5. So if the DSM-5 like doesn't recognize it, it's not technically. Or if they do, like for example, like being gay used to be on there, like that was a disorder. So it just explains disorders and like categorizes them, and it's like recognized by everyone, like psychologists, doctors. That's like the standard.
So I wouldn't go as far as getting into the scientific part of it. I would just say, for example, what normal people consider to be
crazy.
Oh, like he smokes weed. Oh, that's crazy. Or
okay.
Or oh, he's not religious. Oh, he's crazy. Or
he is religious. Oh, that's crazy. I feel like
he's religious, or he's communist, or just all these things that immediately people put a label on it.
As crazy.
As crazy, different, not happy, not normal, or whatever. Mm-hmm. But yeah, who is really the crazy one? So here we have Arai. Mm-hmm. She's been one of my closest friends since
high school.
Almost 10 years ago.
Wow, we're old.
Yeah, we're old, but we look young and we look good.
He was my prom date.
No, she was my prom date.
Yeah, that's true. I was his prom date.
Yeah. So, yeah, we're close friends, and so we're just kind of hanging out, and you get to watch this or listen to this. So I'm just getting up to date. Arai does modeling now. She's a mom with her boyfriend. They are both Catholic and happy, hardworking. Mm-hmm. So she can talk to us about having a kid, about her views on different parts of raising children, of being a mom.
Is that what you want to hear about?
Breastfeeding.
You want to hear about breastfeeding? Well, let me tell you guys, breastfeeding feels so good. It feels like, I always tell people that it feels like sex, like the feeling after you have sex, like you just want to cuddle and be like loved, like that's what it feels like, only 10 times better because it's your son, so it's not like some guy, so you just love the child even more. So definitely for me, I love breastfeeding. I really need to stop though because I'm losing a lot of weight. So that's my issue right now, is that breastfeeding has sucked me up, which kind of helps with my modeling, but yeah. I don't feel like healthy, so I need to look at me. Like I just feel like I need to eat more and be more energetic and just like take care of my body more. So I need to stop breastfeeding, but I really like it, and it's a bonding thing. And actually, like the American Pediatrics or whatever, they recommend you breastfeed until he's 3. So yeah, he's not even 2 yet. So I haven't even made it to 2. That was like my goal, but everybody keeps telling me to stop, so I don't know what to do.
Just keep doing it. He needs it.
Does he?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But so another interesting thing is you have a group that is Mothers Against Porn.
Mm-hmm. It's called MAPP, Mothers Against Pornography Problems.
Yeah. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I started it after like TED Talks announced that they were gonna fund an audacious project. So that was last summer. And so I applied. I thought I had an audacious project. I was like, why not raise the age that you can be in pornography from 18 to 21? So I made a YouTube channel. I proposed a bill. I wrote it up. It's on thechange.org, and you guys should read it and sign it. And yeah, and so that's what happened with that. And so I kind of like, and I made like a Facebook page and I tried to get something started, but after they didn't choose my project, I kind of got like disappointed and I didn't put much effort into it. And then somebody like, people were like harassing me, like people that had watched that video on YouTube were like talking about it on this website called 4chan.
Or are they saying, hey, everybody should have watched porn?
No,
it's good for you.
They took my Facebook profile pictures and they put them next to like the pictures that I had made from that video. So like naked pictures of me, and they just put like my, so you could see like who I was, and they put like my real name and everything, and then some random.
That video is still up.
No, but there's pictures.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, like people were like asking, people that had seen my video on YouTube.
Do you
like,
want to talk about?
I can talk about it. I mean, when I was 18, I made a porno, and people found out about it like a year later because it got posted a year later, and it was like trending on Twitter, but it was like, yeah. So then people like companies contacted me to like be in like other videos, and I had to be like, no, it was like a one-time thing. It was only because like my boyfriend at the time had cheated on me with the stripper, and I was just angry and wanted to get back at him. And I had just lost my virginity like 2 months before, so literally when I made that video, that was like the second person I had ever been with, and everybody just kind of like went crazy and was like, she's such a slut, she's such a whore, like blah 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 blah. Like while he's out in the military, like she's out doing that. And when people didn't really know like what actually happened, and me, like I was only 19 at the time, so it definitely like hit me really hard, and I went suicidal after that. But I've always been like super strong-headed, so like even though I had suicidal ideology, because I am a psychology major, like I recognize those symptoms, and I literally like walked myself to the psychologist like at school, and because I lived like super close, and I just told her like everything that happened, and so they put me in a hospital for like a couple of days, like under supervision. And so I called the producer from the hospital, and I was just like, hey, like this is what's happening. And he's like, I kind of felt like something was happening because people were like tagging your name, and so I took down the video like temporarily. But after I told him that like I was under like suicide watch, he's like, look, like 99.9% of porn companies would never do this, but you're special, and like I just see something in you, and I'm not going to take away your future like that. Like I didn't know that the story that you had told me was actually true, because like who's going to believe that you had just lost your virginity like a month before and now you want to make a porno. And so he took down the video, and so the video doesn't exist. And in that regards, I feel so lucky and blessed, because what girl can make that mistake and get away with it like that? Like usually that shit would haunt you for the rest of your life. It stays online forever, and that's really like the dangers of it. It's like it's not a one-time thing. Like I honestly don't know what I was thinking. Like I don't know if I thought that nobody was ever going to see it or what. Like I obviously wasn't thinking, but my whole movement is just about like empowering people, and like boys and girls, like don't go into this industry because you might regret it later on, and it's not just you that's going to be affected. Like my brother was affected, like he was bullied in school. Like my parents, I'm sure like that must have been horrible, to wake up one day and the most precious thing that you have in the world, like my parents love me, and not to mention like the guy that I broke his heart, and he had to go on pills after that, and so yeah, it affected like everyone around me. My friends were like, I don't even know who you are anymore. Like how do I know that my best friend that I've known for forever, like if you could keep something like this from me? And so it was super hard to have like people just not know who I am, to have me not know who I am. Like I literally remember being in front of a priest and just being like, I don't even love myself. I don't want anybody who would love a girl that would love me, like that did something like that. Like I don't even want to be with that kind of guy that like once a girl that did that. So, but the priest was like awesome. It was over at Corpus Christi, and he was like, oh, what did he say? He was like, oh, I've seen you like in the church like your whole life, like you're a member of this church, and like nothing and no one can take that away from you, like the value that like God gives you. So after that, I definitely like dove like deeper into my faith, and that definitely is what like has kept me afloat and happy with my life, like throughout all the horrible things that have happened, because my life is full of tragedies. I just feel like I'm super happy and strong through it all, because I find my value in God and knowing that I'm doing things right and I'm a good person, and that's what helps me sleep at night, my religion. And just, doing something about it, not being like, okay, this tragic thing happened to me, but like actually wanting to make a change. Like no one is talking about this. Like nobody cares that people are targeting young girls. Literally, like I see ads because I'm a model. I see ads that say like 18 to 23 only, like apply, like skanky slutty outfit provided. Mm-hmm. Shit like that, where you're just like, why is this still happening? Why is nobody doing anything? And I feel like since girls are already getting half naked on Instagram anyway for free, it's even more like easy to justify it in your head. I don't know, but I think the world's broken, and at least like for my future children, I want to have that in place of like you have to at least be 21, because your brain and you as a person, you change so much from 18 to 21. Like if you think about it, like think about like being a senior in high school versus being a senior in college. Like that's the age difference almost. Like
that's the age difference in what?
And being from 18 to 21, like it's like 3 years of college. Mm-hmm. When I was 18, I was a senior in high school, versus when I was 21, I was a junior in college.
Did you know that Pornhub is like the second most visited website by men?
What's the first?
Google.
Yeah, I know. It doesn't surprise me. No, it does not surprise me. Like they make more than all those corporations like combined porn does. And yet, like, it's super unregulated, and even laws, like, surrounding things that have to do with porn, like, say he uploaded a picture of me, like, a naked picture of me online, if I wanted to sue him and take him to court, all he would have to do is say that he didn't want to cause me, like, any malice or, like, ill or something like that. Like, that is the law. So if he says, oh, I didn't mean to hurt her feelings or whatever, like, he gets away with it because he didn't mean to do it. And it's just such a stupid law. I forget the name of, like, what that's called. I think it's called revenge porn. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I wrote that into my petition to, like, change the laws surrounding that, because obviously if someone's uploading a naked picture of you online, they mean to cause you harm. Like, what good is going to come of it to the girl? Or like, obviously she's going to freak out when she sees it. Yeah. So that's like the stupidest thing ever. But those are our laws, and nobody is doing anything about it. So
then after you were able to resolve your issues, you got the video taken down, you saw a psychologist, you were studying psychology, so you were able to work out with your psychological trauma. You started diving into your faith stronger than ever. You went to a Catholic university in Ohio, and that's where you met your now boyfriend and baby's father. Mm-hmm. So, do you want to tell us about your son, your boyfriend, and how you have a relationship with God at the same time?
Sure.
How you keep a healthy relationship through faith, etc.
Okay, so my boyfriend and I are super Catholic, and even though we got pregnant out of wedlock, we weren't like, oh, now let's just have sex and totally like live like animals. So we rededicated ourselves to chastity, and so we have been chaste ever since I've been pregnant, and that's
What's
kind
chastity?
of chastity is just like when you don't have sex and you're pure, like purity of intentions. So we don't do like anything like sexual like that. I mean, we kiss and we make out, but we don't do anything else.
Interesting.
Because we're saving ourselves for marriage. that's still important to us, and it's been super great for our relationship. Like, I could honestly say that I don't know if we would still be together if we hadn't recommitted ourselves to Christ in that way.
Wow.
Because it just makes our relationship that much stronger. Like, I know that that's not even going to be a factor in our relationship. Like, without it, with it, I love him without it, you know? Like,
yeah.
Because for the person that he is. And I feel like sex can sometimes, like, confuse you, especially like us, you know, like we got pregnant out of surprise, and so nothing was planned, and it's been super helpful I never have to worry if I'm pregnant. That's not even a concern.
Right.
I can't even imagine having another child, so.
Do you see Jude having a brother, sister?
Oh, of course, I see him having 7. Like, 7. I want to have a lot of kids. Like, I had him in 38 minutes. It didn't really hurt. So I know that, like, I'm made for making babies, and I want to bring babies into this world. I like it. I love it. I loved being pregnant. I was super sick the whole 9 months, but I liked it. So, and I think that's what our religion kind of calls us to do, too. To, like, be fruitful and multiply.
Yeah. Very nice. So now you're doing modeling here in San Diego, and you even got your baby to do some modeling, too.
Yeah.
So how is that going? How's the whole industry?
Well, like I said, the modeling industry is a little broken because half of it is surrounded by pornography. Like, that is half of what it is. And to me, it's really sad, too, because sometimes, like, I'll see ads, and it'll be, like, a perfectly normal ad, like, just wanting a model, and then, like, you reply, and it's like, hey, join us for an erotic party, blah, 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 and it's like, what? Like, how did that? So, like, clearly they're just, you know, like, they just want girls to, like, reply to tempt them. It's all about, like, temptation. Like, that's what the devil's doing, and that's what people are doing. They just want to, like, corrupt these young girls because they know that they're fragile. So I think the modeling industry is kind of broken, and I'm disappointed with it, but at the same time it pays really well, and it allows me to spend time with my baby and be flexible, like, and meet people. Like, I love networking. Like, I've met a lot of great people, like, because I do a lot of, I do photo shoots, and I also do, like, promotional modeling at, like, trade shows or, like, the convention center. So, like, for example, I met this CBD company called Cannablast this past weekend, and then they asked me to shoot a commercial for them in Arkansas. So, you know, just from being there and interacting with them, and them realizing, like, whoa, she's actually smart and she knows what she's talking about, like, they offered me the opportunity, and I was like, yes, you know. So
nice. Yeah. I think modeling is really nice too, because in the age we live in, which will probably change really fast with the speed of technology, but at this moment having an online presence is really important, and just portraying yourself in a good image, you know, with good lighting and a good position, and just expressing yourself in one picture. And well, you can have lots of pictures, but good quality, I think that's really important. I think everybody should be a model in today's society.
And anybody can be a model.
Yeah, you just need to place your phone somewhere, put the timer on it, 10 seconds.
I do. I want to make a blog about that,
cool,
because
and take a nice picture.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I think too. Like, I want to leave something behind that my kids can look back on and be like, oh, that was grandma. Look at her. She looked good.
So on top of modeling, Arai also does blogging. She has a YouTube channel.
I do.
You have one for Catholic women.
I'm going to start one, actually. So I made a YouTube video today about how on my personal channel called Always Ada, that's my YouTube channel, I want to make a different one just for Catholicism, just so that it doesn't get, like, confusing, and I can just have somewhere to store all my Catholic topic videos. So I'm going to call it the Catholic Boss Babe. What do you think? Is it dumb? The Catholic Boss Babe?
The Catholic. I would go with something that's not Boss Babe, because I feel that one is already
overused.
Yeah, there's already a Boss Babe.
But the Catholic Babe already exists. So I want to be the Catholic Boss Babe.
What about the Catholic Hottie?
No, I don't want to be known as, like, a hottie. Like,
what about that's the like Catholic Or not even Catholic. Just
no, I want the word Catholic in it though, because it's very specific. Like people look that up. Like.
Okay.
So it has to have the word Catholic in it. That was like a tongue twister.
Okay, so going back, I had a topic right now that I was curious about, but I lost it. Oh yeah, we were talking about the YouTube channel. Mm-hmm. People can find you there.
Oh yeah, and I also have Mothers Against Pornography Problems. So that's a different YouTube channel, but I only have 3 videos on it because after I made like those 3, I like got harassed. So I don't know. I just kind of got scared to like put myself out there again because literally after I uploaded those videos, like they got like 200 views within those 2 minutes, and I didn't upload them anywhere else because it has the words teen pornography in it. Like because I talk about teen pornography, like people are looking that up. No, not nice, but yeah, like you know.
But you got a lot of traffic, so.
Ish, but it was like negative. So like, even with the thing, I reposted a story that somebody had made about me. You saw it, right? The MGM's post about how I started modeling.
Oh, yeah.
So like some Instagram company like did a little story about me, like a behind the scenes, and I just reposted it. And somebody messaged me and was like, stop talking about this, like, you just want attention, blah, 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 blah. So, like, I get so much hate from talking about, like, pornography and this, but I just feel like that only adds to, like, me wanting to talk about it even more and be like, no, I'm not going to stop talking about it just because it makes you uncomfortable or you think I want attention, because it's not the attention that I want. You know, it's not what I want to be known for.
But you just want to get your message out there.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a problem with society right now where there's this labeling of attention seeking, but it's healthy to get attention. It's unhealthy to be ignored. When a person is ignored, made feel invisible, that's when a person does aggressive things, goes out and shoots a bunch of people because they feel invisible.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Wow, I never thought about it like that.
Yeah, it's healthy to be putting yourself out there and say, look at me, you know? And to have people engage with you, comment, like, share your stuff. But
it's also important to know that, like, your value doesn't come from those likes and all of that. Like, it comes from being a good person and walking with God. Like, and that's the difference between a lay person and a religious person. Like, to me, if I post something on Facebook and no one likes it, I don't care because my value doesn't come from people liking my stuff. It comes from knowing that I'm a good person walking with Christ, you know? So, like, I don't think that it should be, like, so much, like, put yourself out there for the likes and the views. Like, yeah, it's important, but it's not everything.
Yeah, it's not about the likes and the views. It's about being able to connect.
The engagement, yeah.
Being able to connect. Right now, if I had 100 people that are all passionate about soccer and health and business, you know, I'd be the happiest person in the world for that hour, 2 hours that I'd be with them. So what on digital platforms allow you to do is to gather a group of people who all have a common interest, and they're able to, you know, you're able to see, oh, they like this part, you know what, next video I'm gonna talk a little bit more about this, or oh, they're asking me to talk about this subject, so I'm going to make a video on that. And you're communicating with your audience, and that's healthy. It's unhealthy when a person doesn't do any of it. You know, they're not present on any of the platforms, and they're just hating. Saying, oh, you just want to... That is unhealthy. Hating. You know, if you don't want to be out there and communicating, you're not that social, that's fine. You don't have to be on these platforms. But if another person is really social and wants to engage with as many people as possible, because it's also healthy, we are social beings as humans. So, you know, let the person have all the YouTube channels, all the videos, all the likes, the comments, shares, everything. That person's having a great time. That's the way I see it.
Yeah.
So I want to know about your... I mean, if it's not too personal, to talk about your religion, because for me, for example, I love my religion, which is really just one word. It's called love. And it's not love as in sex, because nowadays love has like a double connotation. It's the energy of love. It's love thy enemy, love thy brothers, right? Just the same concept that Jesus, Buddha, Krishna, and lots of the most enlightened people.
So do you believe in God?
Yeah, I believe in God.
Okay.
So I have my religion, which it allows me to live in peace. It allows me to live in harmony, and it allows me to be happy all the time.
What falls under your religion? Like, what do you believe under?
So
love.
Under it are basically a lot of principles.
Okay.
For example, don't eat meat for me, because to me love extends not just to human beings, it extends to all life.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's loving myself, as in nurturing myself. I meditate to give myself the attention, just the time to be with me. You know, I'm spending the day answering phone calls and hanging out with this person and doing this and that, but I also need time to spend with me by myself. Mm-hmm. So I like get energy in there, meditation. Jose Suarez was talking about this yesterday. He says it also allows the two sides of the brain to get on the same wavelength. Mm-hmm. So when you do that, you know, it's like life flows more easily, and that's how it feels for me. So it's just a bunch of little things, like meditating, like doing affirmations, you know, and it's not even like I'm thinking now, oh, I have to say I am happy. No, these are now my thoughts all throughout the day, any day of the year. You know, people have thoughts in their heads. Maybe some people think, oh, I'm ugly, or oh, I'm not worth anything, or this or that. But by retraining your thoughts, you know, you train yourself. You know, don't say, I'm stressed out. Say, I'll get through this. Mm-hmm. You know? And just changing the thoughts, automatic, then later those become your normal thoughts. And that allows me to have this peace, kind of. And we're going to stop this interview and we'll continue. I'll post a link. You can